TLO, what's poppin'? We are live on YouTube. Well, by the time you see this, we won't be. So just leave a like, comment, subscribe, turn on your post notification bells. Let's continue to grow the family from Chicago to the UK, man. Right behind me, you see it. It's a little warning screen. We might need it. No, we need it. We need it. It's 2025. People are sensitive. Twitch.com is where you can catch a live. Oh, wait. Twitch.com or YouTube.com is where you can catch a live stream. The username's right at the bottom of the screen. We also got Patreon, Monday through Sunday. That is Premier League highlights, UK TV shows, and UK movies. We obviously cannot watch those three things on YouTube. So we put it there, man. The link to all of that is down in the description. This is Border Agents Search for Hidden Drugs at Gatwick Airport. I believe this show is called Customs. All right, talk to me.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. No copyright infringement intended. All rights belong to their respective owners.
My bad, I was reading the chat. Anywho, let's play.
In Gatwick, a flight has just arrived from Trinidad. It's a well-known source of cocaine, and sniffer dog Rossi has just seconds to pick out any smugglers hiding amongst the innocent passengers.
It'll be alright.
Okay, thank you.
Your voice looks frightened of
Thank you. That's it, all done.
Suddenly, Rossi picks up a set.
Bro, you know what? When they bring these dogs around, I don't be having nothing. I don't do no drugs. But they still, it's just a force of habit. Now never mind. I don't be doing no drugs. But just the fact that they there, it's low key. It's intimidating. You got to get a real dummy to be your mule. Like if you were ever a mule and you got bamboozled into smuggle and doing whatever this is, you're a dummy. I'm going to be real. They did not respect your intelligence. They was like, oh, this person's an idiot. I just want you to know, just make better decisions.
And targets a woman in a white jumper.
What's good?
Just stand still for me.
UK border sniffer dogs are trained to pinpoint the exact location of any drugs. Rossi indicates on the woman's back.
Are you together? Are you training by yourself?
The passenger seems nervous, but after the initially strong indication, Rossi loses interest.
Where? Okay, thank you, madam. That's fine, thank you. He basically pulled.
Nah, she don't look like she trapping out the airport.
To get to her, or get to her scent. So I dropped the lead, and he was all around her rucksack, and he dropped the floor, so he tried to get underneath it.
Back down into the channels anyway, just in case your guys have picked anything up down there.
Yeah, I might see what's in her bag anyway.
Meanwhile,
these look like the type of people that were like hall monitors in high school. They're like don't they look like hall monitors? All of them. Y'all had hall monitors in the UK at school? These was them.
In case your guys have picked anything up down there.
Yeah, I might see what's in her bag anyway.
Meanwhile, Gatwick's newest drug dog Barney is examining the baggage from the same flight. Barney gives his strongest indication yet on this black and white spotted suitcase.
You know, this is like the people don't even care in America. Like you could so much be in people's suitcase, like an American, if you go into a state that has legalized marijuana, it doesn't matter. No one cares. Under a certain amount of course.
I've got a feeling it could be this lady here.
Officers watch as the same woman collects the bag.
Oh, it is her. She trying to come through there with a turtleneck and look unassuming. Nah, it's you.
It is. All right, thank you.
With two separate indications, the officers think she must be smuggling cocaine. The team must keep the suspect under surveillance to make sure she doesn't slip away.
She better hurry up. Hurry up.
But surprisingly,
YouTube, I don't condone any of this. I'm just saying.
it's her who approaches the officers to ask for some directions.
Trying to be too unassuming.
Fitz intercepts the passenger.
Hi, where are you travelling from today?
Here called Trinidad.
Trinidad. You travel on your own?
Yeah.
Okay, just have a quick word if that's all right. Hello.
But now the suspect seems more relaxed, even as Barney gives another unmistakable indication.
She might not know. She honestly might not know, or she's just a great liar.
The sniffer dogs believe the bags contain cocaine, but now
Oh yeah, she cooked.
it's up to Fitz to find it.
She might be carrying food. Trinidadians, they always bring back, you know, home delicacies and things of that nature.
In Manchester, UK border officers are on the lookout for people bringing in more than 200 cigarettes on a flight from Gran Canaria. They spot 2 bags full of cigarettes. Kevin puts them back on the carousel, giving the passengers the opportunity to declare the excess, using the phone provided in the customs red channel. Ignoring the signs, they walk through nothing to declare, and the passengers aren't happy to hear that the goods will now all be seized.
There's no signage and conveyor belt that says we have to go and pick a phone up. No, there's nothing telling you to pick a phone up. When you walk in here,
What makes you think you can go outside of the country and bring back goods that look like you're going to sell? You have to declare it, and don't you got to pay for them? If you bringing that much something in, you got to pay the taxes on it, right? That's why when you fly over out the country and you bring in stuff or you bringing stuff back, you got to take the tags off. You got to play it off like you've been had it. You can't do that with cigarettes, though, obviously.
you categorically say I didn't go near that phone?
I can do, yeah, because I watched it. I went round the back of the belt, I x-rayed the flight. I seen you pick up your bags off the belt. I watched you walk towards the green channel. You never went anywhere near the good to declare channel. You walked straight into the green channel saying, yeah, not to declare. Okay?
Not slick.
It's going to be no tax. It's going to be seized from you today.
The red
See? There's the tax, see?
flags have been there for years, but the man's still hoping to bend the rules.
The manager or someone. There you go. What's the crack here?
As the officers already said, there's signs out there.
No, there's nothing that says we have to pick a phone up though, is there?
Come on. We can't, there's nothing we can do. If you'd have declared them at the red point, you could have paid the dues.
Manager, of course there's something you can do.
There's not.
No, I've never brought anything back in there.
Now other passengers decide to get involved.
No reason in the custom. They love to
It's not offence, you
I'm talking to you, mate. I'm talking to you. Well, I'm not listening to
Just keep going. Mind your business.
Right, I'll just show you the red point where the gentleman that's just been very abusive to us about not having the opportunity to declare the cigarettes. This is where he should have come. Bringing in excess goods, you should declare them at the red point. The gentleman's argument was there is no staff behind the red point. We tried to explain that there's a red phone there for him to use, and he said, well, he shouldn't have to do that. There's no signs telling you to do that. And there quite clearly is. It says there, goods to declare, you must speak to an officer or make your declaration using the red telephone.
Dang. Receipts is crazy. They do not be playing at customs. Customs will ruin your... What dude in the yellow shirt was right.
So, he's not got a leg to stand on, I'm afraid.
And now the man decides to turn
It's just
nasty.
the fact that, you know, you've got an asshole like you, and you've got a manager who's got no discretion. You're not going to be sweeping the floor.
Unfortunately, that's the way people get. It's just they get upset because they're having a cigarette seized from them.
Despite clearly being guilty, the men haven't finished abusing the officers just yet.
Let's get negative. Why would he be done? That's like $1,000 worth of cigarettes. Let's get negative. Let's turn all the way up. Why don't we?
Back in Gatwick, the suspected cocaine smuggler picked out by the sniffer dogs is now being searched.
They did this over there, so it doesn't matter what
Sorry.
how you pack it back or whatever.
Right, oh, okay.
Because they pretty much messed it up.
Who was that?
They checked the bags and whatever across there.
They checked them before you came out, did they?
They did the same thing.
Oh, okay.
She's lying. Does she mean in Trinidad they checked it?
They pretty much messed it up. So.
Right.
With 3 separate sniffer dog indications on the bags.
Okay, I just need to do a quick x-ray of your suitcase, alright?
Yeah.
UK Border Officer Fitz is convinced he'll find something inside.
Alright, doesn't seem to give us that much information about it, so probably have to do a further examination. I'll take to the tool.
Dang, boy, they trying hard. They emptied the suitcase, ran it through x-ray, still nothing.
Have a look.
Y'all still going?
Have a closer look, actually.
Surprisingly, Fitz can find no sign of cocaine. And even the drug swab is clear.
Right, they actually ascertain there's nothing in there. No, which is a bit...
Imagine this being your job, this being your 9 to 5, and you do it, and you've done it well, and you run into this. At what point can I can't sue the airport. I can't do nothing because they reserve the right to do this. But does the dog get fired? I would want the dog fired. Or am I doing too much?
Bit of a shame, really. As it was.
Why is it a shame? Look at this dude. Why is it a shame? There's a woman who had no drugs and now she can walk free and go home to her family. Why is that a shame? It should be a good thing to not find anything, right?
Was a good indication by the dogs, I must admit.
It's disappointing, but with such strong suspicions, Fitz isn't willing to give up the search just yet.
That's the game that you plug into the television.
Right.
It's a games console dance mat, but something doesn't add up.
Has you got a PlayStation with her?
No.
So why would you have one of these anyway?
Yeah.
Well, all right. This is why they employ hall monitors. They try hard. They never give up. Me, I would have been done at this point. But me, I also would never get this job. Never would I ever go online and apply for this. But I'm not knocking it.
Right, round 2. I mean, it is heavy as hell.
Fitz then spots the clue he's been after.
The actual casing looks like it's already been removed once before.
This acts like a sniffer dog. It's just looking for minute particles of substances that is that really stolen.
You are cooked, man. I'm not gonna lie, that was slick. Putting it in the Dance Dance Revolution, Matt? Nah, you moving wild.
It's got to be there.
Suspicions are now even higher, but where are the drugs?
Is that rubber impregnation?
That's what I think it is.
Ever seen it in a dance mat?
Have you tried doing it on that? Can you break the
that's what.
Can you break a bit off?
And she almost made it through if it wasn't for those meddling TSA agents. Scooby-Doo got her.
And if you wanna.
Where is it though?
The material's gone blue.
The
that's a positive then.
Amazingly, the rubber inside the dance mat is full
so at this
of
present
cocaine.
time, the time
The rubber? They got cocaine dipped rubber?
is 10 past 10. I'm arresting you on suspicion of being involved in the importation of a controlled drug.
It just goes to show,
You don't have to
with
say anything,
smugglers
but it may
using
harm
ever
your
more
defence
devious
if you fail to
methods,
mention
the
when
officers
questioned
can
something
take
which you may
nothing
later
for
rely on in
granted.
court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence. Do you understand? Okay.
The officer's persistence has paid off, and yet
I'm not gonna lie, I ain't never seen something so slick. That was slick. I talked all of that. I talked crazy about them. I talked ruthlessly. And I don't apologize. I don't apologize. I meant every word.
another smuggler has been caught red-handed.
North.
The drugs were ingeniously hidden, and one member of the team deserves a special reward.
Knock yourself out, you little star. Well, he's just had his second job in 3
So that's the payment. Bro, get a cow leg. What is this?
days to cocaine detections, which is unprecedented for such a new dog. He's only been in the job for 6 months. It's brilliant. But in the meantime, he's going to get this as a treat because it's just an unbelievable job for such a young dog.
What is that?
While Barney enjoyed his bone, the woman won't be enjoying her freedom. She pleaded guilty and could be facing around 10 years in prison.
In the UK, she gonna get every bit of that. When it's a drug charge, they giving everything.
Back in Manchester, the angry passengers want to appeal against the decision to seize their cigarettes. But they're now refusing to sign the paperwork.
I had 606 stuff off me when it says.
After 2 hours, the men are starting to test the officer's patience.
There you go. That is my argument. Right. Whether it goes to appeal or not, he won't get his cigarettes back. Okay. You won't get your cigarettes back because you've entered the goods nothing to declare channel, stating that you've got nothing to declare. And I followed you.
Hey, shout out Sam U in the chat, man. All of them shows is there.
Straight to the green channel.
Dad, just it. Can't be with it. It's just job worse.
Well, I'll try to say that we've got more pressing things to do than stand here arguing with you. I couldn't agree with you more. So if you don't understand,
The already tense exchange is about to escalate.
Again, you need to just learn that you learn what? Learn. Why are you talking like that?
Don't talk to me like I'm a piece of lad.
Yeah, hold on, you're the one who's talking to us like a piece of
Laughing for no reason. Don't try to tell me what to do. Stand
He's having a conversation.
I'll tell you now, you have less of that now, otherwise I'll arrest you and I'll have you upstairs.
Right, let's
just pack it in now.
And they were getting quite abusive, and it was getting to the stage where we thought they might be having to arrest them for obstruction or even assault, but it was getting close to them.
I like this type of negativity though. You know what negativity brings for me? It brings a smile. Negativity brings a positivity smile on my face. It positively brings a smile to my face.
It looked like they were going to lash out. Right, I've not been rude or abusive job. I've tried to be. Luckily, we talked them round and they've left in the end, but not very happy. We've had the cigarettes seized. Just straight down there and then round to your left.
The illegal cigarettes will now be destroyed. Coming up.
Ain't no coming up. Ain't no coming up.
Terminal 2, a flight has just touched down from Dubai. A man acting strangely has been intercepted by the UK border officers. Inside the suspect's bags, Gary has found flight manuals and pilot training information.
Oh yeah, let's get him out of here. Let's get him out of here.
He's just looking very edgy, very nervous. But he's got all sorts of literature on planes. He says he's just an enthusiast, but he says it looks too detailed, really. It looks like confidential stuff.
So, for you to draw a flight desk simulation planes, where are you getting that information from? Internet. So everything that you've got in front of me here, you have copied from the internet.
That's not far-fetched. If I'm being 100%, it's not far-fetched.
What? The internet, yeah. All the stuff that you have. It's just something.
It is mighty suspicious, but it is not far-fetched.
Very, very strange. Yeah. So you just have a look at him and he wants to go.
I know he's looking at you.
The gentleman come through off the Dubai flight, some single traveller. He seemed nervous in the way he was entering the channels, head down, sluggish walking, avoiding eye contact with me, to be honest. Basically found a lot of literature with regards to flying, flight schools, avionics of the plane, and various courses with regards to cabin crew.
As Gary digs deeper, the details become more and more incriminating.
Why have you got information about fighter planes?
Yeah, we gotta get him out of here. Get him to wherever he needs to go. This is too much.
Well, combat planes, weapons.
Well, these were. I was interested during the RA points.
You were interested in what? Sorry.
What year was this? Somebody was recruiting.
Joined the RA for Royal Air Force.
Okay, so you're trying to self-teach yourself by learning from the internet how to fly planes?
No, not from that. I'm just getting some information from the internet. That's all I'm doing.
So you're just getting some information.
The man's lack of answers is worrying Gary.
Of aircraft by the looks of all this stuff.
I'm just making a book, that's all.
So you're now making a book?
No, I'm not making a book. What I'm doing, because I go on these planes all the time. You can see my passport. I went to flying school in Bangladesh. The aircrafts were too old.
What was the name of the flying school?
Bangladesh flying school.
He ain't even trying to make up a harder name, bro. Bangladesh Flying School.
Okay, how long did I find Bangladesh Flying School for?
No, I wasn't there for long. I just went to see.
You just told me about flying school.
Yeah, I went there to see the aircraft. That's all. Just to look at this stuff.
So weren't taught anything in lessons at all?
No, I've not took any trial lessons.
Well,
I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm not.
Okay, like I asked you before, are you just sort of learning to be a pilot from information you were downloading from the internet?
No. I mean,
so where's all this information?
I've made them. I've collected. No one helped me. That's all I can say.
Well,
Yeah, he's getting real suspicious.
I'm no sort of.
Let's just book him. Let's get him out of here.
Aircraft.
Any possible threat to my home or my second home, we got to get them out of here.
Specialist, but some of this seems quite sensitive. If this got in the wrong hands, it could be quite.
Gary finds a hard drive with more aircraft data.
Just aircrafts
that you've downloaded off the internet.
Yeah.
Now that's too much. Anybody with a hard drive full of stuff is crazy. Like stuff that they shouldn't have. That's why I always tell people, if anybody looks suspicious, check their hard drive. 100%.
When did you last go to Bangladesh before this trip?
The man's odd behaviour and contradictions are increasingly alarming.
I don't remember.
Don't remember. You said you travel all the time.
Yeah, I do, but it's my passport thing. I remember when I travel.
You're not making sense, really.
The man's answers are becoming more vague, and his story sounds stranger all the time.
When I was young, I went to college, school, I had friends, but I've lost everything. I lost my friends, mates, everyone's gone.
You see, when you dig a little deeper, now misery loves company. Keep that in mind. He lost his friends, he lost his company, he's deep in depression. So now what you trying to do then? Why do other people have to join your sadness? Why don't you just do your own little thing by yourself? If that's what we leading to. I mean, or call a hotline for help. See a psychologist. Why your hard drive doing all that?
Doesn't seem to be able to back anything up that he's talking about. All his answers are sort of wavering. He's saying one thing, but he's not really backing it up and backtracking on things. So he's not telling us the truth about something. So we're going to swab his bag, screen it for explosives.
The officers believe the man may be involved in terrorist activities. And
that's what I believe, 100%. Once y'all found all of that stuff, then he got to talking about depression.
Suspect is saying nothing to explain the documents. Gary has called in special branch while they await the result of the swab for explosives. On a night shift in Dover, officers are monitoring outbound vehicles on the hunt for large amounts of cash which may be linked to crime. Ben is questioning a Polish vehicle, looking for any clues that they may have something to hide.
How much money have you brought to England with you? 3,000. And how much are you taking back to Poland now? How much money do you have left?
1,600.
Was that between all of you, yes?
No,
£1,600 each?
Ben thinks the group are telling lies.
So you each brought £3,000 to England, and you all take 1,600 back with you. And it's all in £50 notes as well? And where did you get the money from then?
From Polish exchange point.
And they just gave it in 50s, not in smaller? Okay, that's good. If you can bring your money and yourselves and come out the car, and then we go
The specially trained sniffer dog will now search the Polish vehicle for cash to see if the passengers are telling the truth. As Miller and dog handler Bo search the car, Ben presses the passengers on their story.
So what have you spent your money on while you've been here in England?
And have fun. Clubs and drinking and stuff like that.
Okay, and
they look like they club.
But you've all got 1,600.
The car is clear. But Miller picks up a cent in one of the rucksacks.
They've been partying. They got a little, little leftover booger sugar.
Is there more money in that bag? No?
Just show me this bag.
The man denies having any more cash, but Miller has found an envelope which gives Ben reason to believe the group are lying to him.
So that's where money's been. Was that in this bag, is it? All right. It's wages or?
Yeah, wages.
That's had money in, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, so that's why the dog smells it. So have you been working in England then? I thought you came here on holiday.
Yes, those guys were on holiday.
Who was on holiday? But not you. You work in England. So why didn't you say you work in England? Do you all work in England? Are you sure? It's not a problem if you work in England. Just tell me if you do.
Nah, see, people in authority are always trying to get this. They always trying to make you feel comfortable. Oh, it's not a problem. Yes, it is. They don't have work visas. Why would you tell that lie to that man like that?
You don't work in England. You're on holiday. So it's not wages that you're taking back to Poland. You sure?
Yeah.
What about yours? Is yours wages that you take home?
Yeah.
Because it 859, 803, £1,600, £1,600, So do you work in England or? Yes, yeah, I think you work in England. Yeah. So why you say you don't work in England? It's not a problem now. You're Polish. You can work in England. Okay. Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Back then, this is still part of the EU, so it wasn't like a big thing then.
Okay, so you do work in England?
Yeah, sorry for that.
So if it hadn't been for your wage slips, you'd have been all right.
The needless lie has been uncovered.
Obviously now, the Poland's in the European Union, they can work in the UK, but...
Y'all see, hold on, man, I want to bring this to y'all attention. Do y'all see my credible knowledge of UK everything? Oh, because Poland is in the EU back when the UK was still in the EU, and I still have the knowledge that the EU is not rocking with UK right now. I got it. See? I be paying attention.
For whatever reason, I don't know whether they're scared to tell us the truth, they're actually working here, or whether it's just a case of they don't want to say how much money they're taking out of the country, so they've all come out in the story that they've come here on holiday. Each got £1,600 left, and then they're taking it back to Poland. So it didn't really ring true. 1,600.
2 weeks, 1,600. That's not. I mean,
1,600. Okay.
It's clever, really, because sometimes that happens.
Nicholas.
Someone lies about the amount of money they've got, and then the dog will indicate on an item of paperwork that's been with their money, which is obviously why the dog indicated.
Good.
It's a barefaced lie, which officers are used to.
Sometimes we don't know why they lie, but sometimes we do find it out, and it's the smallest of reasons, really.
The passengers have done nothing illegal and are free to go. In Manchester, the officers are dealing with something potentially far more serious. They've stopped a passenger with a bag full of sensitive aircraft data. The explosive swab
what are we gonna do with him?
On no trace, but now they found evidence of multiple foreign trips paid for by someone else.
Basically, we found a lot of information about aircraft flight simulators, different magazines, different information on fuel from aircraft.
What planes are these? Are these small planes?
This was pre-2011.
Aircraft.
I mean, I'm tweaking. This is pre-9/11. 2000. What was 9/11?
No.
2001?
The Boeing planes, aircraft, the real aircraft.
Whatever he doing, he need to be locked up. He need to go sit down and think about it.
Yeah.
Gary calls in Special Branch to tell them about the suspect's strange story.
My mum's boyfriend pays for it as well. Not only my dad. I've got my mum's boyfriend. The name is. Go back to the bank for? Yeah.
2001.
In a climate of global terrorism, the officers need to be on the lookout for all suspicious behaviour.
That's the cabin crew information.
I don't want the cabin crew, but you can keep me for one, because I'm not doing any work on these.
This is the list of.
That's on the passport. That's on the passport.
He's flown. What does that?
Look at this.
Tell him what's in his passport. Does that tell him what?
Anybody who got flight data like that and write this clear, you got, look at this. Takeoff 8 times, landing 8 times. Since put him. Let's get him out of here.
What's in his passport? 2003, 2008, he said his took off 34 times and landed 34 times.
Gary and the UK border officers have taken the questioning as far as they can. They now hand the suspect over to Special Branch for further investigation.
Okay,
what Special Branch? FBI? Homeland Security?
Just come and have a word with us. Cheers, mate. I mean, there's nothing secret. I won't keep a secret.
Okay, no problem.
I don't believe you.
No worries.
For Gary and the team, the strange encounter comes to an end.
He got on Reebok, Nike, and Adidas. That's alarming in itself.
It was bizarre. I can't understand.
No, we don't.
While he's doing all these trips, just could be in his own little fantasy world.
He might be a bit of a fruitcake for it.
A bit of a what?
The man is led away for questioning while the border officers wait to find out the cause of the man's strange behaviour.
That's wicked. So there's a part 2 to this, huh? TLO, leave a like, comment, subscribe, turn it, post, and go.